All right, my dear English Patriots. I'm not a huge soccer fan, football fan, but I am very happy because England has just beaten Mexico after all of these dirty, cheating tactics by Mexican fans. It makes this victory all the more enjoyable. So I watched the last 10 minutes of it, and I must tell you, my heart had literally stopped because Mexican footballers, they were coming at it. They kept attacking the English goal. England came through 3-2. Look at this. This is what they were doing just the night before in Mexico. They found out where the English football team was staying, and they were trying to keep them awake. Having fireworks, so they can't get a good night's sleep the next day. But I'm sorry, my dear Mexican friends, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. Look at this. They even sprayed the England team bus with foam as it arrives at the Azteca. And I was just listening to the commentators, and they were saying that Mexico hadn't lost at that stadium since 2013. And since the stadium was built, only 3 foreign teams have beaten Mexico in that stadium. So well done, England. So England have qualified to the quarterfinals. I'll be watching the rest of the football, because rest of the World Cup, because I am a fan. I mean, if there is an interesting team playing, and I don't care about Germany or France. I know Germany's out, and I'm really waiting for. Look at this. And I'm really waiting for France versus Morocco. Not because I care about either of the two teams. Not because of that. I'm interested because I am curious to know what's going to happen if France wins or if Morocco wins. Well, to be fair, I think we all know what's going to happen. If France wins, Paris is going to burn. If Morocco wins, Paris is still going to burn. Because we live in very interesting times, guys. This is what's been happening, not just throughout this World Cup, but it's just become a common occurrence all across the West. Look at this. Morocco defeated Canada, and London gets trashed. Look at this. Central London gets trashed. Morocco beats Canada, and London gets trashed. Isn't multiculturalism beautiful? Look at that. Look at that. What are you celebrating? Go home. You love Morocco so much. Go home. Get out. Actually, this choice should be removed from them, because they're not going to go voluntarily. I'm waiting for that time when the patience of England, France, Germany runs out, and the real people take control. Look at this, Brussels. This is Brussels after Morocco defeated Canada. This is Brussels, guys. Look at that. Isn't multiculturalism beautiful? They trashed the city. Look at that. Look at this. This is Turin, Italy. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Look at that. How wonderful is this? How great is multiculturalism? Are you enriched yet? I just don't know. Why do politicians put up with this? I don't know. What are they waiting for? Seriously, what are they waiting for? We grew up hearing that English football fans, English hooligans, they're the worst of the worst. Where are they? I don't see them anymore. Fair enough, what they used to do. But again, that was English culture. That was, you could argue, that was the not so beautiful side of English culture. But boy, I'll pick those English hooligans any day over these people. They subdued their own hooligans and they replaced them with third world hooligans. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. What are we waiting for? What are they waiting for? What are the politicians waiting for? You know what? There is a conspiracy theory going around, and you know what? I don't knock them back as I used to. Look at this. This is London. Look at this. No respect for the police. And the police is just going to take off. Look at this. If these were white hooligans, oh, riot gears would have come out. Horses would have come out. So yeah, so there's a conspiracy theory going around that says that these globalists, these people, they actually want chaos to spread. So then they can suspend the constitution, or then, you know, they can come in with sweeping forces and then they can go full authoritarian. I don't know, guys. As I said, look, I don't know. A lot of conspiracy theories like the Great Replacement Theory, COVID lockdowns. I do think COVID lockdowns were necessary at that time, or that's what they thought. But the prevailing idea at that time was that they are practicing that for something bigger. I don't know if that's happened or not. But the Great Replacement Theory is actually correct. I am so sorry. I never believed it up until very recently. Look at this. They've actually admitted it. Look at this. This is Tony Blair, guys. This is Tony freaking Blair admitting it.
And I think in a way, for a country like Britain, whose future has got to be as a nation of global citizens, not just British citizens.
So anyone can come in. You're a global citizen. You can come from Africa, Senegal, South Asia, some of the worst countries on the planet. You can come from there, and that's it. Live there as a global citizen. So this is just a capital of the world.
Then I think, you know, interfaith in this context is incredibly important, because you cannot be a global citizen and be religiously illiterate.
What a dumbass idea. Like, even if you wanted this to work, then you could have some basic ground rules and you could demolish faith altogether. But what they did, they demolished Christian faith, and then they bent over backwards for Islam. The worst religion anyone can think of. The worst religion. Absolute. Like, if you're like, what is this? I saw another video, okay? I'm going to address this once and for all, because I hear this idea, everyone, by the woke right, that the Jews, they spread this multiculturalism idea, and they did that, okay? I hear that all the time, so I'm going to answer that. Actually, let me play this video first of this woman. It's an old video. Listen to her. She's a Jew.
I think there's a resurgence of anti-Semitism because at this point in time, Europe has not yet learned how to be multicultural. And I think we're going to be part of the throes of that transformation, which must take place. Europe is not going to be the monolithic societies that they once were in the last century. Jews are going to be at the center of that. It's a huge transformation for Europe to make. They are now going into a multicultural mode, and Jews will be resented because of our leading role. But without that leading role and without that transformation, Europe will not survive.
So, as you heard, so the idea is that Jews were behind eroding Western culture and replacing it with this global bullshittery multiculturalism, because it would have been good for them. Because Jews were obviously hard done by the Germans, by the Nazis. Sorry, not the Germans, by the Nazis. And in order for them to survive, they have to mellow down Western nationalism. So that's why they thought, how about we go multicultural? Now, how is that any different from the video clip of Tony Blair that I just played to you? Are Jews not allowed to have woke far left lunatics? Are Jews a monolith? They're not. You will find ex-Muslims, actually a lot of ex-Muslims, albeit mostly loser ones, mostly the big ones, the good ones, like myself and Apostle Prophet and Nuria Khan and so many other ones, where we are Western civilizationists. But there are a lot of ex-Muslims who would agree with that Jewish woman and Tony Blair. Or, remove all borders, let people flow through. This is a far left, wokey, lefty mentality. Why would some Jewish people not have that? I just don't understand why the woke right is so pathetic. The reason why I am always very protective of our Jewish population is because I know they are very small in number. They're very smart. Yes, of course, just like any other community, they also have this instinct of self-preservation. So they have businesses, they have strong lobbies, and they do well for themselves. They pack a big punch for such a small community. But the reason why I protect them is because they also know the beast that they're fighting with, the beast of Islamism. These lefty woke communist socialist lunatics they are in bed with the Islamists. And that's why these lefty woke lunatics have actually turned on the Jewish community. So that woman, I don't know who she is, if she's still around or not. If you asked her now, she'd be like, oops, she got it wrong. Or other Jews like her, they got it wrong. It backfired to them because Muslims are far more numerous in number. So as they started pouring into Europe, only at the turn of the century, there were only 500,000. Now they're about 28 million or 30 million. That's more than the population of Australia. So, of course, a few million Jews are not going to be able to fight off an ever-increasing population of Muslims, both politically and physically, militarily. So it's not going to happen. So that was just a bad calculation on those woke lefty Jews who did this. But it is unfair by the woke right to put the blame on Jews as if it's a monolith. I know most anti-Islam, most anti-multiculturalist accounts today are actually Jewish. Jews are absolutely hating the flooding of Europe with Islamists, Australia and America. They are absolutely hating it. They don't want this. And again, I'm sure there are lefty communist socialist Jews as well. But I just don't understand why the woke right would not give them the courtesy of thinking that they're not a monolith. Just like you have white Westerners, non-Jewish Westerners, white people who are socialist and woke lunatics. It's the same with the Jewish population too. But anyway, I'm desperately waiting for France versus Morocco because it's going to be fun. Paris is going to be screwed big time by diversity that enriches. So Paris is going to get a good dose of enrichment. I don't know. I think in a couple of days or so. The FIFA World Cup is now getting interesting.